Welcome to this new mod map tour on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to CHARWELL. This is a new mod map by LancyBoi. It's an English map, full season support. It does say on the Modhub all animals are built in as placeables. Brand new English real farm life models, custom made by LancyBoi. Full season support with grazing, custom lighting, there's a whole list of stuff. This will use 402.13 megabytes. It's not a bad size map either. Loads of detail. As usual, there's a bit of a trade-off. There usually is. For the detail, and I mean like a properly detailed map, and this is properly detailed map, very, very nice indeed. The slot count on new farmer is 920 out of 1299. Don't immediately start, right, that's it, I'm switching off, I'm not playing anymore. That will give you 379 slots to play with. However, on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch mode, that drops down to 624 of 1299, giving you 675 to play with. But there is a trade-off to that. At the moment, there are several farms, and with the whole season's concept of pastures for grazing animals, you've got two sheep farms, one here and one here with pastures. The concept, I guess, being that you could have your sheep in one, when the grass runs out in that, move them across the other one if you wanted to. There's a couple of cow pastures, cow farms here and here. We've then got a pig farm up here with chickens. I didn't come across horses actually. Horses you might have to place yourself. But if you start on Farm Manager or start from scratch, you don't have any buildings or animal pastures on these points. The fuel points and stuff are still there, and on all three modes you start with all the vehicles. And you do start with quite a few vehicles. So that's the trade-off. If you want to have more slots available and kind of gradually maybe build one farm up at a time, or only maybe run one farm, it's entirely up to you. You can place the pastures as you go, so it gives you that option. You can either start with everything on there and the slot count's fairly high, or start with a much lower slot count. Now if you start on Farm Manager or start from scratch and sell all the vehicles as well, that brings it right down to 481 out of 1299. That will give you 818 slots to play with for animal pastures, for all sorts, which I think is pretty good. It's a nice trade-off between the two. It's not that instant write-off of, well, that's it, I can't play on this map. It does give you options, and I like that. As far as what we start with on New Farmer, we start with the farmhouse just here, and we start off with these fields, 78, 79, 80 and 77. We don't start off with any farms, we don't start off with any of the pastures or anything like that. However, you can still use them, you can still place animals in them. You don't necessarily have to own them. Now, one thing that they have done, or LancyBoi has done, is gone back a little bit to that concept when FS9 first came out of parcels of land. I think we've kind of gone away from that a little bit, and a lot of map makers are now you can buy individual plots. This is more back to the parcels of land concept, but they're not cheap. For example, this parcel of land here gives you 5 fields, but it's 324 grand, which isn't too bad for 5 fields. We've got different parcels all over the place, and different ones take in different farms as well. So if you do want a farm with a load of fields around it, you can kind of save up and maybe get that entire plot. That's entirely up to you. So yes, and some of them are pretty big as well, but not horrendously expensive when you consider how many fields you're getting in that. I think is the way to look at it. We have got a forest up to the left, just up here, 383,000. A tiny drawback for me, you know how I feel about biogas plants, that's just my own personal opinion. The biogas plant, to buy the biogas plant, you buy it with all of those in as well. And that's 678 grand. Now, unless I'm doing LancyBoi a disservice and you can use the biogas plant without owning it, which is very unusual, personally I would have preferred to see the biogas plant as a separate thing. That, again, like I say, that's just my own personal opinion on things. Do we have contracts? Yes, we do. Custom contracts are available. Custom contracts and transport contracts are available, which is great. We start, like I say, at the farmhouse. Nice LancyBoi sign there on the wall. We go up the stairs, and to sleep through the night, it's just up here, L3, I'm not tired at the moment, but I could if I wanted to. There we go. Bedroom, just up here. But this is where you start off. So we'll go out the front. And here we are in the outside. We're kind of central, but on the southern part of the map. We're going to try and do a route round and take everything in. There's a lot to see. We do start off here in the garage with a pickup, which we're going to be using. As far as vehicles, what we start with, we'll go to the garage. We do, like I said, we do start with some fairly big equipment. You can start playing, no problem at all, on this map with what you've got. If you wanted to, you could sell it all and start off with small stuff and gradually build up. Again, that's your prerogative, whatever you want to do. But we do start with the John Deere 6230, the Massey Ferguson 7719, Massey Ferguson Activa 7347 Harvester, the pickup truck, trailer, header for the harvester. We've got ploughs, we've got cultivators, we've got a Pronto 9DC, which is a nice size seeder as well. We've got a sprayer for fertiliser or herbicide, rear mower, header trailer, weight. This is one thing I have a bit of a... I'm puzzled about this. And if someone can help me out, that'd be fantastic. But we do have a large grain silo, which is 200,000 litres. And then we have two large silo extensions. I'm going to show you what I mean about that in a second. But we do also have modded, and these are ones that LancyBoi has done. We've got a couple of water stations and we've got a couple of seed tanks, and they're dotted around the map as well. But they are sellable if you want to sell them, if you want to place your own somewhere else. Again, that's entirely up to you. So that's everything we start with. These two silo extensions, if you have that one there, 200,000, and those two, that gives you 400,000 litres in theory. If we go into this menu here, it says silos owned 200,000 litres. When we get up to there, I'll show you that in a little while. There's the main silo, but then there are two to the side, which you can't technically use unless you place an actual silo in front of them. So I'm a bit puzzled about that one. It's a minor thing, but we've got a bale sale point, spinnery, wood chips, 2 grain sale points, potato, sugar beet, and the shop. We've also got the sawmill, which isn't showing on there. Oh, sawmill generally doesn't give you a price for logs. Of course not. So let's crack on. We'll go across the road first, then we'll grab the pickup. The first of the farm and animal pastures is just opposite. It's another one of those. I know a lot of people don't like this, do they? On maps. When we go around this one, there are quite a few piles of debris and bits and bobs knocking about. It's not uncommon to see when you drive around the countryside, but I know not everyone likes it, but that's just the way it is. So the first of the farms here, which is directly opposite where we start, loads of barn space, loads of storage space. It has a very, very nice natural feel to it, this map. I know VF was doing a let's play on this. So I remembered a couple of bits as I was going around a little while ago. I just had a bit of a whiz round to see what it's all about. Cattle grids, I do like these. So, just here is where your wool pallets are going to spawn. And your pasture is out here. So it's not so much a barn setup, but what I do like is the fact you've got storage here. So if you are going to be running it, and you're going to be running it with seasons on, and you might have hay or grass to feed them, you can keep them stored away right by the side of the field should you choose to do so, which is, again, nice touch. The actual detailing on this, I'm finding the view distance to be much better on my PlayStation, which is surprising. I don't know whether that's all part of what's been done to it, but I love it. So food trough there, water trough just over here. And so if you've got seasons running, they will use the grass out of this trough and out this pasture, and it will put it into the menu every so often, as long as it keeps growing. You don't have too many in here. But as far as buying, selling, loading or unloading the sheep goes, wrong side, we do that from just here, like so. So I say, if I can buy one straight away, press confirm. I don't own this plot of land yet, but I can put animals in it if I want to, so that's great. I better close the gate, don't want it getting away, do we? So, continuing on. This is, I've only been around this for about 5 minutes, I think. I just whizzed around, had a quick look. This is going to be up there as one of my favourites, I think. That's again, that's my own personal opinion. There's just something about this. It's got a lovely look, lovely feel. So we're going to come out and go left. We're going to head to the other sheep pasture. I just love the flow of the roads. I like the way it's laid out. I love the landscape, the rolling hills. There's some lovely touches, some really nice stuff. And when you drive past houses and homes, you can see why the slot count is as high as it is. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot going on. Now, interestingly, where we start is not the farm where all the machinery is. We're going to get to that in a little while. That's where I wanted to turn. And what we'll do, as I've been around the first couple of bits, I'll probably skip some of the bits of journey simply because there's a lot to get round, and I don't want this to be a a 2 hour map tour. I mean, it wouldn't bother me in the slightest because I think this is a lovely map. Just, I don't know. Again, it's one of those ones I can't put my finger on what it is. There's just something about it. What a cracking map. So we've got another sheep pasture on the left here. But to get around, you can get into the gate there if you want to. But for the actual buy, sell, load and unload point, we go over another cattle grid just here. Then we can get to it down here. So there we go. So if you want to buy them directly, but like I say, if you want to move them from the other sheep pastures to here to let them graze, you can. Now I am wondering, because I have all my mods disabled apart from the vehicle collision or the camera collision one, whether there's supposed to be something there, or that's just there specifically for you to be able to put a shed on if you want to. It doesn't say in the Modhub, I'm just looking, it doesn't say there are any required mods, I don't think. Not that I can see, it doesn't say there's any required mods, but sometimes it happens, sometimes there's a building or something. It's unusual, but that might just literally be there for you to put a shed down to put grass or hay bales underneath. Continue on into the yard here. We come to a lime buy point and the first of our sell points, which is a grain sell point. So we've got a lime point just there. More storage space, and like I say, there's no shortage of. Plus we've got a workshop tucked away in here. Nice when we get the workshop. Workshop tucked away here. I'll show you where we are on the map in just a second. But you can see in the mini map down the bottom left hand corner, but it's nice to get an idea of where that is in relation to the rest of the map. And there's the first of our sell points. So we are currently down here. So we've gone from the farm, the sheep pasture there, we've gone up along this road, then that way, and all the way around here. So we're at the grain sale point, the lime station, there's a workshop in the barn there, and the sheep pasture here. We're going to head out, take the, we're going to go right, left, up here. This is where the main, all the equipment is based, and then we're going to work our way around the map. The only one I'm going to miss is going to be this one here. It's another farm. That's a cattle farm, dairy farm, depends if you're running seasons or not running seasons, but there's a cow pasture just here. And that's the same as this one just here, for all intents and purposes. Some of the buildings are located a little bit differently, but it is another cow pasture. And because the route I take round, it kind of, without going in and back out again, it's difficult to take that in. I'll see. Maybe we will. Maybe. Don't worry about leaving the gates open, I'll come back and close them all later. So, right then left. I hesitate to use the word glorious, but it is a glorious map. I really like this. Some great detail. There's loads of great detail. And things like this that add that kind of realism, that feel of realism. There's kind of bits of machinery left dotted about, but you've got the field here that opens out across the countryside and a little track that runs around the back. It reminds me, I know LancyBoi and Oxygen David are good friends, and I know a lot of guys helped with the testing, I think including VF. I think he got like an early version to help test and that kind of thing. It does have a little bit of a feel of Marwell, a little bit of Oakfield about it, a little bit of This is Ireland, I think. You know, it's no surprise. It would do, you know, but it is definitely its own map, so to speak. So we're going to go around into the yard in just a second. I'm going to show you this because I like it. I'm going to hop the fence. It's got a barn there with our pronto in. There's a little track here that runs down to a ford and follows the tracks off. There's lots of little lanes and tracks that zigzag across the map, giving you access to various different things. So, the first of the custom seed points is just here. Prices are fairly equitable. I did try a little while ago and I loaded up the seeder. You know, it's about the same as getting it from pallets and stuff like that. It's not majorly more expensive or majorly cheaper, but there you go, that's a seed point just there. A lot of our vehicles are here, more barn space. Building behind the tractor there. We've got a lime point just here and a water tank just there, and all the rest of the machinery is all here. The John Deere, the Massey Ferguson's there, the trailers, all the equipment is here at this farm. So if you decided you wanted to make this maybe your main farm rather than the other one, you could do. The only downside with that is your house is located over at that one, and unfortunately on console you can't have multiple houses placed, so it might mean a little bit of travelling unless you tab through your vehicles, which you might do. That's entirely your choice as well, your prerogative. We've got another big old barn here as well. Yeah, like I say, no shortage of storage space. So let us continue. Not in that. The pickup was what I was using, wasn't I? It's just a little bit quicker. Now I've got to remember which way I was going out of here. I think I'm going left. I want to head north up the map, so yeah, I think I'm going left. Now we're going to come to a railway line that goes across, it kind of bifurcates the map east to west, or west to east. There may well be a train on it. I haven't seen one yet. I know I had the same thing on Shamrock Valley, where I did mention about the train and say that I didn't know if it was on there. It was on the PC, but I hadn't come across it, and I had quite a few people comment say, oh yeah, it came along every so many, you know, so many minutes. But again, oh, I don't know, I like it. I like it. So over the railway track, which runs across, would be cool, wouldn't it? And up to the first of the two dairy farms, or beef farms, cattle farms, depends what you're running, if you're running seasons or not running seasons. We do have bunker silos and things dotted all over the place. Oh, there's barbed wire. Don't really want to be going through that. But again, this farm, tons and tons of space. Your milk you collect from there. Loads of barn space. There's a bunker silo. I think this might be for the mule actually. Oh, around the back there. Bunker silo just over there. If you can do total mixed ration, I guess. Slurry tank just there. Fuel just here. Would be a cracker for multiplayer as well, having all the different farms. I shall not make the same mistake I made last time when I said about something being specifically a multiplayer map. Any map can be played solo. I think the point I was trying to make, and I said it really badly, was this is what I said, it was 100% a multiplayer map. I didn't mean it was only a multiplayer map. That was just, it just came out completely wrong. Anyway, on this map, just here is where we can buy, sell, load or unload our cows from. Feed trough is just there. Water trough is here in the field, and the other farm will be similar, not quite the same layout, but it will have a pasture. Again, if you want to, you can have them in one field, you can then transport them over to the other one if you want to, or you can have two fields completely separate, running different cattle. You can have one running dairy, one running beef. It's entirely up to you. That's the beauty. Right, where to next? So far it's been a bit of a wing and a prayer. I better check on the map. So we came from here up to the main, where all the equipment is stored, up across the railway line, up here to the dairy, or one of the cow pastures. If we turn left, the forest is right the way up there. What we're going to do is at the fork turn right. We're going to go out towards the pig farm, where the chickens are as well, and the main store. Then we'll head up to where the silos are. I was going to talk about the silos, wasn't I? I'll say in a minute we're going to get to a point. I'm going to have to, I think it's right here, isn't it? We're going to have to skip ahead a little bit because it's taking quite a while to get round. It's just such a nice map to drive around. Hedges do have collisions. Fences do have collisions. Sorry, I'm just drinking it all in. So, turning in here, this is our pig farm and our chicken farm. So, slurry tank is just here. Feed trough for the chickens is there. Buying the chickens is this one here. Actually, what we'll do, let's buy a couple. Let's buy 3 and confirm. They will just walk around in the yard. Egg pallets is this one here, I think. Pretty sure it is. Because this one here is for buying of our pigs, or loading or unloading, whichever you should choose to do. Feed trough for the pigs is just here. And the water trough is just over there. We have another water tank there. Very cool. As to what these hold, that's a good point actually. I don't know how many animals they hold. I apologise. I don't think it's said in the Modhub. Anyway, moving on without running over a chicken, to the store. Which is just a little bit further along. Oh, on the right, coming up, it is a John Deere dealership. You'll see John Deere's dotted around the map all over the place. This is a nice touch. Sorry if you're a Case fan, if you like your red tractors, or you're a Massey fan, or any of the other fans of other tractors. But it is an authorised dealer. And in here, we have our buy point. You can do it from your tablet if you want to, you don't have to, but cash point just there, and here one day I'll make it on a wall. But anyway, that's cool, I like that. Very cool indeed. So around the back is where we've got some more John Deere's, but in here we've got our workshop for selling, repair, customization. We can come right at the back here as well. If you have to reset a vehicle at any point for any particular reason at all, it resets here to this yard. Just there. That's your store. I apologise if it feels like I'm not trying to rush through it at all. I really don't want to rush through it because I'm liking it, but I do need to make sure I get everything in. So what I'm going to do now is probably cut. We're going to head up this road. I'll show you on the map. We're going to head up this road until we get up here to the, and this is where the farm silo is. Now bearing in mind you've got farms dotted around all over the place, and this is where we start off here. where our house is, that's where the farm silo is, right up there. So we're going to head up there first, then we're going to head out to the biogas plant wood chips, then we're going to go out here, past the shop, and do this bit here, and then we'll head down the other side. So, I will just see you up there in a moment. I'll explain what I meant about the silos. So here is the main farm silo, 200,000 litre capacity. We've got a couple of bunker silos just here. If we come back down the side of this building, the two silo extensions are just round the corner here. Now, if those silo extensions were attached to the main silo, that would say the capacity was 400,000 litres. So, I'm not sure why they're there, unless it's there for you to at some point add another silo in front of it, maybe, or I'm not too sure. It's a puzzler. Because if you sell those silo extensions, which I tried a little while ago, if you sell them, they both go, and it still shows your silo owned as 200,000 litres. So that's got me puzzled. I'm not quite sure why they're there. If you do know, like I say, answer on a postcard. A few young'uns might not know what a postcard is. Would help if I was on the right side of the road. So we're now heading to wood chips and biogas plant. Some really nice details on here, really nice. The speed bumps are a bit monster, so you have to be careful. In a pickup they're not so great, but in a tractor wouldn't be too bad, but they're quite big old speed bumps. Old scrapyard round to the right. Very nice indeed. So the biogas plant is just on the left here. There's your anaerobic digester just on the left hand side. A couple of big bunker silos there. I assume that one there is closed off, you can't use it, the fact there's bales in front of it, but your digestate tank, your byproduct of selling into the biogas plant, the pipe is just here. Then your wood chips is here. Now you kind of get used to a little small wood chip pile, and this is your wood chip sell point. This is quite an impressive structure, isn't it? There you go. That's for your wood chips. Very cool. Right, what I'm going to do now, from here, because we just drove along that road, we're out here, biogas plant and wood chips. I'm going to come back along here to the T-junction, up the map, then we go around towards the shop, then round to this bit here. We've just done all around here, so I will see you in a moment. So, round at the top of the map, into the little village, just at the top here. The shop is just on the right hand side. The shop sell point I think takes eggs and milk. That's just on the right there, just the side of the shop. Now to get round to the next sell point, we need to go round the corner here. It's quite tight, there's a little van parked up in the corner as well, in the corner by the side of the road. You can get in from around the back as well if you go past where I just was and round, you can come all the way back round if you want to. But entrance is in here. We've got another seed point. Where was that? Just round the corner. So the seed point is just there. And then we've got the spinnery just to our left here, CHARWELL spinnery. Open up the doors. Your sell point is just in there for your spinnery. And then here is the second of the grain sell points tucked away inside the building. Open up both doors, you've got a nice drive through with articulated lorries and various implements, I would imagine, although getting in and out down that little tight lane might be a little bit trickier with an articulated lorry, but the entrance is fairly wide, so you shouldn't have too much problem at all. Right, from here we're going to swing around from the top and head down more the eastern side. No, that's not the exit. The exit is here. Yeah, there's plenty of room to get in and out of here with the lorry. This is where it's a little bit tighter. Left, left, left. And around the top. So we're going to head down now towards the sawmill, and then it will be from there to the livestock market. Let's say the dairy, the other cow pasture, is kind of more into the middle of the map. So what we'll do now is whiz down here. So just now left, there should be a turn in. There we go. Our lumber sell point, because the wood chips was up with the biogas plant. Lumber sell point is just there. And like I say, this is the thing about maps with a higher slot count. You're looking at all the detail, all the detail that comes with this. Some maps you get a sawmill and it's literally just a wood chip pile, the lumber sell point and a building, nothing else. Some there's loads, there's animations, there's sounds, there's there's a lot of detail, all across this map, tons and tons of detail. So we're going to go left again and then down towards the livestock market, and I think it's barn sell point. I think it's down this way. Pretty sure it is. I'm trying to think where the turning is that takes you to... Well, let's have a quick look on the map. So we've gone round the top here, down here to the sawmill. We're now heading down here. Oh yeah, it's I'm trying to think how you would get to it. You'd have to go... well, actually through the back of here and all the way back up. That's why it's a little bit trickier to get to. That's kind of why I was going to not avoid it but not do it. So we're going to cross the railway track, come down past here to the bales, animal dealer and the potato sugar beet sale points, and then we can whiz back along, and that's where we started. So we should have done an entire loop round, and I hope you kind of got a feel for it, a feel for the map, and an absolute corker it is too. Very, very nice. Have another quick check, just in case. God, I was just thinking, just had a sudden flashback then. Do you remember Sosnovka on FS15, where you could sell stuff, put it on the train, then pull the lever and off the train would go, and then when it reached its destination you got paid a second time when it was received? Oh, I miss those heady days. Isn't that weird? I haven't thought about that in such a long time, and just suddenly had a momentary flashback. So, we have got just around here. Oh, or John Deere's. That's the barn sell point for bales, etc. Actually, that road there, I think this one here. If you go round and back on yourself and follow that road up, all the way up, that will take you up to the other cow pasture. And in here we've got the livestock market buy point or collection point, however you want to go about doing it. You just hop out here. There we go. And then lastly we've got the sugar beet, potato, I think it does sugarcane there as well. Again, that will also depend on whether you're playing standard or with seasons. If you're running seasons with particular geos, they won't always let you do sugarcane. So I'd say it will allow you to sell sugarcane. It will do, depending of course on what you're using in particular. And that is just here on the left hand side. Just there. And that is a loop round of pretty much the entire map. We're going to head back just along the bottom now to our house, park up, and we will be done for another first look map tour. I will overtake this guy. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have, and I think you've kind of got the feeling I might like this map. I do like this map a lot. I hope you found it useful having a look around and seeing what you think of it and getting a feel for the map. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.